Hey everybody, I'm going to do two product reviews from anatomytools.com. The male and female general use 1 to 3 anatomy figures. Now because these are both essentially the same, other than the fact that they represent the two genders, I'll talk about them both, in the same terms. It just makes sense for the purpose of the review. They're essentially the same. So both of these are approximately 23 inches in height, which is big, which is good. This is a really good at-a-glance size where you can have the model sitting on your desk at all times, just an arm's length away, and just glance over for a quick look as you work. It's perfect. You're doing some drawing, you're looking at an arm or a leg or whatever, and you want to know how the tricep meets the deltoid or whatever. You just glance over, and there it is, and you can just get it. It's perfect. Now the base is maybe 5 inches square, so it takes up a little more than a large coffee mug of space. Not much. So that's a lot less clumsy than trying to prop open a book, and flip through pages, and it's kind of hard to see and all this other stuff, and it's a real pain, especially if you have a messy desk like I do. So yeah, these are great. They really don't take up much space, even though they are quite large. Somehow, the economy of space, they're never really in the way. Now they both sit on this turntable, this little 5-inch kind of turntable that allows for a really nice, smooth 360-degree rotation. So as you're working, you can spin it as well, and it's very slick. So both the models are split right down the middle. Female one here, one half is just kind of natural flesh, and the other half is deeper musculature and anatomy. The male is that muscular and muscular anatomy stuff, and then the other half is sort of a deeper surface substructure, I guess you could say, kind of one step beyond kind of that surface level muscle underneath the tissue. So you know what, I'm just going to cut right to it and explain why these things are incredible. I'll just get right to it. I'll get to why I love these things. The sculpt itself is done in a way that's just perfect for artists. There's a slight exaggeration in the figure's musculature, but it's in all the places where you want it for the clarity of the form itself. If you draw, you know what I'm talking about. It's what you need. And the depth itself in the sculpt is fantastic. It's not a blob of plastic. There's a lot of models that you see where they're really rounded out kind of plastic blobs, whether, I don't know, that's kind of in the reproduction or what, but either way, this here, there's such a great depth to the mold itself. You get that full wraparound 3D thing. It's incredible. You can get a really good sense of the placement of the musculature because of that depth. And as you can see here, it's really, really, really nice when you play with lighting because of that. You set up a little spotlight and you rotate it around, and you can just really see what's going on with the form in a way that I've never experienced through anything else. Books are one thing. There's a lot of great anatomy books out there. I'll probably do some videos about those too, some of my favorites. But there's something just amazing about kind of doing this yourself in a way, and sort of having the luxury of holding a head in your hands and flipping it around and seeing how the light responds or how the shadows respond, and so on. So these models here, the ones that you're seeing, they come in several different colors. There's a flat neutral gray, which I think is the cheapest one, and then there's a full color, more medical looking version, and then this version here, which is kind of a white, yellow, brown sort of thing. I think they're all hand painted too. Anyhow, I personally recommend this version here, the yellowish one. And again, it's just about clarity. I think the gray, it's the same sculpt, right? Like all three are the same. It's just the finish is different. The paint job, the gray, to me, it's just not as clear. It just looks like it doesn't read as well from a distance. And same goes with the real medical anatomical thing. It just isn't as clear to me. Whereas this here with kind of these ochre sort of tones, it's just perfect for that clarity. Yeah, what else? I don't know. How good could it be? There's no naming for anything. You know, you can't be a good artist unless you know your rectus femoris from your vastus lateralis or something. Right? Right? You need to know that stuff, don't you? No, you don't. You're drawing. You're not performing surgery. You know, memorizing all those names of all that stuff isn't going to make you draw them any better. Doesn't really matter. It's, I mean, I guess it's nice to know that, but like really, like filling up sketchbooks with, you know, little charts that you've made with the names of muscles on the legs and stuff. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. Just, you know, learn how it works, learn how it looks, how it works, how it functions, and go from there. Knowing the Latin names of stuff doesn't really do anything. What else? Well, they come apart, which serves a few purposes, I guess. You can pop the head off or an arm. You know, you can get a closer look and kind of hold it, and you know, that's handy, so you can kind of see sort of under the arm. These aren't like action figures where you can pose them. They're fairly static, so popping the arms off and the head off is kind of handy. Penis comes off as well. A little weird. I guess makes sense if it ends up at any kind of art schools. I don't know. People were probably freaked out by the penis. So anyhow, also on the joints are these really great little magnets which sort of hold the limbs in place. And there's just that really kind of that just right feeling of resistance. It just kind of pops in and it's just feels good. You'll know what I'm talking about when you get one. So another reason why the limbs come off is for transport. And personally, I've traveled across the ocean three or four times with these things. No kidding. And they're not damaged at all. And I've used the same boxes that they came in, and you know, they hold everything really nice and snug, and they're, you know, packaging is great, so you don't have to worry about that. They're not tossed in a box with some packing corn or whatever it is. It's totally cool. As far as durability goes, I mean, yeah, mine aren't dinged up or anything, but I have seen other artists' models. I know other people who have these, and yeah, I've seen some broken fingers and that kind of thing. So they're not indestructible. It's a nice resin, but you know, you drop these things from a great height, they're gonna break. You know, so you got to take care of them. You know, I haven't, you know, tested mine to see the durability, and I really don't feel like it because it's just too much freaking money. So yeah, speaking of the money, I mean, that's the biggest downside. They're not cheap. As of today, it looks like they're around $400 a pop. I bought these quite a while ago, and you know, years ago, and I think they were the same price. So I think the prices stayed the same, but yeah, they're $400 US. So that's a lot of money. That's, you know, it's a good chunk of money. But if you look at it in terms of buying good tools for the job, it doesn't seem that bad. It's, you know, good tools do help you do a better job. Now, looking at their website, I see that they're working on animals, which is pretty exciting, and I think I'll definitely be getting the horse. Probably not the elephant. The elephant would be great for Hannibal, but man, I don't know when it's going to be out, and I mean, it's kind of too little too late. I mean, it would have been great to have an elephant, you know, 6 months ago, but yeah, but I'll definitely be getting the horse. I mean, I'm really impressed with them, and you know, I'll definitely get more of their stuff. Yeah, and speaking of their website, go there, check out more of their products. They have tons of stuff like little busts, you know, everything from posters and charts and stuff. A lot of really, really great anatomy tools. I mean, that's why, you know, it's called Anatomy Tools. And they also have classes that they offer on sculpting, and the artists that they have doing this stuff, I mean, they're fantastic. They're amazing. So essentially, in the end, they're more than just human anatomy models. They're anatomy models for working artists, made by artists who know what the needs of the artists are. It's kind of a mouthful, but I hope that made sense. And that makes all the difference in the world. Highly recommend them. I really love them. And all else fails, they're just a really beautiful object to have in your office or studio. So anyhow, hope you enjoy, and take care. Ciao.